You go to bed with your RV batteries fully charged, and when you wake up in the morning, your battery monitor suddenly shows 15% less power than it did the night before. Nothing was running, no lights, no appliances, so where did the power go? The answer might surprise you. Your battery spent the night trying to survive the temperature. Extreme cold and extreme heat can dramatically affect RV batteries, reducing their capacity, limiting their performance, and even shortening their lifespan. Today we're breaking down what temperature really does to your RV batteries, why lithium batteries sometimes appear to lose power overnight, and how you can protect your battery system in both winter and summer. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Every battery in your RV works through chemical reactions. Inside the battery, charged particles called ions move between plates through an electrolyte, creating electricity that powers your lights, appliances, and electronics. But those chemical reactions are extremely sensitive to temperature. When it gets cold, chemical reactions slow down, internal resistance increases, and the battery can't deliver power as efficiently. When it gets too hot, chemical reactions accelerate. Internal components degrade faster, and the battery ages prematurely. So temperature doesn't just affect performance, it affects battery life. Cold weather is where most RVers first notice the problems. At about 32 degrees Fahrenheit, many batteries lose roughly 20% of their usable capacity. At 0 degrees Fahrenheit, that loss can reach 50% or more. That means a 100 amp hour battery might behave like a 50 amp hour battery in extreme cold. Think of electricity flow inside a battery like liquid moving through a system. When it's warm, that energy flows easily, like water. But when it gets cold, it's more like honey. Everything moves slower. That's essentially what's happening inside your battery when temperatures drop. This actually happens to a lot of RVers who winter camp. They go to bed with their batteries at 80%, they wake up the next morning and suddenly they're down to 60%. The first thought is usually something must have been running overnight, but often the real reason is temperature. Many modern lithium batteries include something called a battery management system, or BMS. That system constantly protects the battery from unsafe conditions. When temperatures drop too low, it may reduce power output, restrict charging, or activate internal heaters. Those heaters use energy. So when you're sleeping, your battery might be consuming some of its own stored power just to stay warm enough to function. Here's a quick myth buster for RVers. You'll sometimes hear people say that lithium batteries don't care about cold weather. That's not really true. Lithium batteries usually perform better than lead acid batteries in cold conditions, but the chemistry is still affected by temperature. Cold slows the reactions inside the battery and reduces how efficiently it can deliver power. And here's something a lot of RVers don't realize. In cold weather, your lithium battery usually hasn't lost the energy stored inside it. The energy is still there, the battery just can't deliver it as efficiently because the chemical reactions are moving slower. And there's another important rule with lithium batteries. Most lithium batteries cannot be safely charged below freezing temperatures. Charging below about 32 degrees Fahrenheit can cause something called lithium plating, which can permanently damage the battery. That's why many lithium batteries simply refuse to charge when they're too cold. To the user, it can look like solar stopped working, the charger failed, or the battery died. But in reality, the battery is protecting itself. And this is exactly why timing matters when you're reinstalling your batteries after winter. And this is something a lot of RVers don't think about in early spring. It's generally best to wait to install your RV's battery until overnight temperatures are consistently above freezing, around 32 degrees or higher. Even though a fully charged lead-acid battery can survive colder temperatures, installing too early can leave you dealing with frozen connections or a battery that just isn't ready to perform. For lithium batteries, this is even more important. If the internal temperature is below freezing, charging can cause permanent damage. So waiting until temperatures stabilize isn't just convenient, it protects your battery investment. That's why many RVers aim for early spring, maybe March or April, depending on what area you live in, right before their first trip of the season. Before you reinstall your battery, and if it wasn't on a trickle charger over your winterization months, there are a few simple things you should always do. First, you want to fully charge it at home. Even in storage, batteries will slowly lose power over time, sometimes a few percent every month. Second, check for maintenance needs. If you're running flooded lead-acid batteries, check water levels and clean any corrosion off those terminals. And if you're buying a new battery, consider waiting until closer to that first trip. That way you're not burning through your warranty sitting in the driveway. So while cold mainly affects performance, heat affects the lifespan. High temperatures accelerate the breakdown of internal battery materials. Over time, this can cause faster degradation, reduced capacity, and shorter cycle life. RV battery compartments can easily exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit in summer, especially if they're exposed to direct sun. Even lithium batteries, which are very stable, will age faster when constantly exposed to high heat. Traditional lead-acid batteries struggle even more with temperature extremes. In cold weather, their capacity drops significantly. In hot weather, water evaporates faster, internal plates degrade, and battery life shortens. Lithium batteries generally handle temperature swings better, but they still benefit greatly from proper temperature management. The good news is protecting your batteries is not complicated. Here are some simple strategies. Insulate the battery compartment. Insulation helps reduce overnight temperature swings. Some RVers also add battery heating pads for winter camping. Charge during the day. Solar charging during daylight helps warm the batteries naturally. Avoid charging lithium batteries below freezing. If your batteries are below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, allow them to warm before charging. Keep batteries shaded in summer. Ventilation and shade help prevent overheating. Monitor the battery health. A good battery monitor lets you track voltage, temperature, and performance. And one more simple tip: don't rush reinstalling your battery too early in the season. Wait for stable temperatures. That'll save you a lot of headaches in the end. RV batteries are incredible pieces of technology, but they're still governed by chemistry. Extreme cold slows them down, extreme heat wears them out. And even something as simple as installing them too early in the season can create problems you did not expect. Understanding how temperature affects your battery system and making a few simple adjustments can dramatically extend battery life and keep your RV powered when you need it most. Because the last thing any RVer wants is to wake up to a dead battery and no coffee. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe to The Orderly RV, where we focus on practical RV living, maintenance, and common sense solutions for life on the road. And I'm curious, what's the coldest or hottest temperature that you've camped in? Did your batteries struggle? Let us know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching today, and we'll see you in the next video.